Hi guys, it's Anna88 here with Lone Wolves Gaming. Today we're bringing you a guide for Obsurity. This game was published by Xitilon and developed by Dynasty and releases on the 28th of September. This is the second game brought to us by Xitilon that requires a full playthrough from start to finish. This game can be very challenging if you don't know what you're doing, but with this guide hopefully we can get you through it. There are certain areas in the game which are very tricky and very hard. You'll notice that because we do die a few times during this walkthrough. The controls for this game play similar to a dual-stick shooter. We use our left analog stick to move and our right to aim. We can use our right bumper to attack and the left to lock onto enemies. Once we pass on to level 2, we unlock an ability to dash, which we can activate by pressing Y. We can also switch character by pressing B. The combat system in this game is fairly unique. We have this white circle around our character. This is our hitbox, and also is our enemy's hitbox respectively. We need to make sure that our crosshair interacts with the enemy's circle to cause damage to them. We personally found that using the right stick worked better rather than the auto lock on. When it comes to the enemies that fire projectiles at you, we can simply hit them to parry them back. As you progress the game, you'll come across these obelisks. These are your save points, checkpoints. We activate them with A. Once activated though, you can't activate them again unless the area has been reloaded, so you can only use them once. Near some of these save points are red fountains, similar to those from Diablo. When activated, these restore 1 point of health. The cost of these are 300 and double every time you use them. It's noticeable that they reset on every level and the cost drops. The cost of them is from your XP you gain from kills that is shown next to the pink symbol in the bottom left of the screen. These points are next to the health bar, which is orange, and the shield stamina, which is blue. Shield boost is a move you can use, but we found it not to be of much use. The amount of squares you have indicate how many hits you have. In the bottom right hand corner of the screen we have a mini-map which shows our location within the level. We are the dot. This game has 10 achievements, one which is missable. This is for finding the dragon skull. We'll show you where that is within the game. 8 are related to clearing levels. 4 levels of portals that need to be closed. The final achievement is beating the Sentinel, which is the final boss. In some of the levels you're required to obtain 3 keys to exit the level. Throughout the game you'll notice pink veins in the ground. You need to interact with these with the A button to spawn waves of enemies. We need to defeat these enemies to progress. Throughout the game you'll come across barriers that you need to interact with to progress. The way to solve these is to match the inner symbol with the outer symbol. So guys, this is our first barrier. It's fairly simple, as you can see. As the arrow passes the symbol and matches, press the A button. It will then rotate the other way, and we have to repeat the process until the puzzle is solved. Overall, this can be a challenging game, but with this guide we'll show you where to go and where the checkpoints are to make it a lot easier. So guys, what I'll do is I'm going to take a back seat and drop out of this, and I will be coming back in with the commentary when we get to the dragon skull and some of the bosses to show you some lovely cheese strats that we've come up with. This is our first portal. Upon entering and clearing the area will give us our first achievement. So when we're in the town, you'll notice on your mini-map a red spot. You need to interact with this red spot to progress to the next area. So this is our first boss. You'll notice he spawns 9 squares in the centre of the arena and fires projectiles at us, which we need to hit back at him with our attack. After this he'll spawn randomly in the corners of the arena. It's best to approach him and then move away because these squares damage you. Watch out for the bats that he spawns also. Try not to worry about them and wait until he returns to the centre of the arena. We need to deflect all of his projectiles twice to defeat him. So here we're coming up to the Dragon Head, our missable achievement. We can clear the enemies and interact with the scroll, and our achievement should unlock. So for this second boss, the trick is to extinguish the purple flames using our attack, and to avoid the bats and stay clear of his area of attack. You'll then stop and fire a lot of projectiles, which can be tricky to dodge. If you get lucky like we did and he stops behind a chalice, this can act as a shield. Once he stops firing projectiles, you can approach and attack. So now we've defeated the second boss, we acquired the dash ability. There's no need to backtrack the map, simply go where we go and we'll end the level. This is the next area. It can be tough if you're not sure what you're doing. Starting with the floors in this first area, it requires you to dash as quickly as you can across the cracked floors and spikes. As you can see, we struggle with this one, but we did find a section you can walk on below the cracks, so you can dash over the spikes. Make sure to get this checkpoint here as well. When you've made it past this part, you'll come to a pillar puzzle. The answer is the top left, the bottom left, the centre, top right and bottom right. And after that, the barrier will clear, allowing us to progress. This next puzzle requires us to match the stone slabs to the corresponding flags above. We press A to interact and rotate. So now here in the third portal area, there's a large amount of enemies. The further you can progress, the more there is. Take out what you can and ensure you get the checkpoints along the way. And between the second and third checkpoints, you can use the dash ability to skip by a lot of the enemies. Once you get to the third checkpoint, you can die to reset the area and get your health back in preparation for the next boss. So now that we're in the boss area, simply focus on the two minions and eliminate them first. Once they're dealt with, wait for the boss to expand his orbs, dash towards him and attack. Don't forget to dash back out to a safe area when the orbs come back. Once defeated, close the portal to unlock the third portal related achievement. Slightly backtracking, grab your checkpoint. You now need to use the dash ability to get past this tricky section. We will be coming back this way after we get our third key to unlock the exit door. Now we have the third key. We want to head downwards and grab the checkpoint, and then head back up. You need to dash across the gap and then dash the way we came, making sure we grab the checkpoint. It's worth noting that this particular section is very tricky. The reason being that we are supposed to head right at the first checkpoint we grabbed to unlock the new ability for the alternative character. However, upon completing the level and going into the next, we'll automatically receive this ability anyway, so doing this can save you a lot of frustration. This is the final section of the game. You can now switch to the female character. Simply hold your right bumper to shoot orbs at the enemies. This makes this section of the game very, very easy. When activating the veins in the floors, keep your distance. Hold the right bumper and constantly move in a circular motion. So there's a section in this level where you will want to switch back your character to use the dash ability, as you can see with what we're doing here. When you get to the fourth and final portal, you'll want to use the dash ability as much as you can to make this area easier. When you get to this final checkpoint, we recommend you die once activated to reset the area. Solve the puzzle door, but do not fully enter the arena yet. Hang back, slowly moving forward until you can see the two bosses' light circles. With the female character, hold your right bumper along with the left bumper for a few seconds before rotating the crosshair to the other enemy circle. After you're confident you've dealt enough damage, move forward and the bosses will die, giving you your key. Now you've cleared the final vein, grab your checkpoint, switch the character with the dash ability and quickly make your way to the end of the level. You'll then face the Sentinel after a brief cutscene. Now it's habit to shoot directly what's ahead of you, however you want to aim for the left hand as it seems to do more damage to the boss. We did try showing this but we ended up dying and our achievement seemed to automatically unlock for some reason. But once you've defeated him, roll the end credits and the game is completed. So thanks for tuning in guys, we've been the Four Lone Wolves and the Sana88. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, it really helps us out. And we hope to see you in the next one. Cheers guys.